Who would have thought that just a few months ago, Christmas pudding and turkey would be on the menu? Well, you know, the media were hyping that Christmas was going to be cancelled, even with the restrictions that have now been put in place. We are still hearing that Christmas is cancelled. Who would have thought that at this time of year, that Zoom call on an iPad to your great-grandmother or to your great-auntie actually now means that this is what more people are doing? For me as a Christian, this Christmas can't be cancelled, like Easter couldn't be cancelled. The fact that I've said it before, for us to cancel such events like this, we would need to become Doctor Who, possess a Tardis, and go back in time. Something that's physically impossible.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Series 3, Episode 24 of Around the World Today with me, Terry D, and it's Christmas 2020. And we made it from that dark place that we were in, you know, just a few weeks ago. Even right now, it probably seems that we are in an even darker place. But don't worry, people, there's light coming. I've said to a friend today, and I'm recording this on Christmas Eve, what wasn't the original plan, but we somehow have gone out of the original plan. And during part of this show today, I'm going to play a hymn. That's my favourite. I'm also going to play the Nativity story. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to listen to it with you. So when I do play it, grab your loved ones. Listen to it. Listen to the story, the true meaning of Christmas. But I'm going to give you my, what I feel is the true meaning of Christmas. See, I did a podcast about 2 years ago. Actually, it was 2 years ago, of what I thought Christmas meant to me. Now, we're going to elaborate on this, and I said one of the things to me, Christmas has become too overly commercialised, and we forgot the true meaning. And to me, one of the true meanings is charity. You know, helping people and helping the poor people. Now, let's elaborate a little bit more. This year, Christmas has been pulled apart. Shops have been closed in where I live here in Wales. Since last week, Christmas presents were hard to go out and shop for. Commercialisation has just gone out of the window, and the charitable thing has come in. And yes, I've just mucked up that, and it's charitable thing has just come in. Now, okay, so to me, governments, media, whoever is saying that Christmas is cancelled, no, your Christmas is not cancelled. You can't cancel something that happened 2,000 years ago. At the end of the day, Christmas is symbolising that nativity story that you are going to hear on this episode. This is the whole point of Christmas. If you look at your traditional Christmas as a family, and then look at your traditional Eucharist service for the First Communion of Christmas, everything that you do as a family on Christmas Day is exactly what happens in that 1 hour in church on a Sunday morning too. You all gather around a table and partake in a meal together as family. It may only be for a year. Now, if you don't meet this Christmas, but you meet next Christmas, does it make you less of a family? No, it doesn't. We are lucky in the 21st century. We live in a time where we can FaceTime, we can Zoom, we can Skype, we can Facebook, we can WhatsApp, we can Kik, we can Snapchat, we can drive past the person's house, where 2,000 years ago you couldn't. 2,000 years ago, a woman who was about to give birth to a baby, and that baby being light, joy, was on a donkey, going to be counted in her hometown. Now, okay, everyone this Christmas seems a bit, the not knowing has got to us, hasn't it, really? But what I would say is sometimes we need to think about it in other terms. And the way that I can best come up with this is go back that 2,000 years. Think of what those two new parents, a mum, a dad, what they were feeling. Now, if any of you are parents out there, I've been told that I'm not a parent, but I've been told this by friends who are parents. And by my mum, actually. When you're giving birth, or even just before you're about to give birth, there's a feeling of joy, of happiness, but there's also a feeling of not knowing, of despair, because your whole life is changing. Of, am I up to this? Can I be a good parent? Now, you've got all of this, but then the baby comes into the world, and there's some light, because, you know, those fears seem to suppress, but the light of that new life just grows and grows, and then they have babies, and this is how we all feel. Like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes, yes, there are dark parts. Sometimes, though, there are really great parts. But think, right, this Christmas with us not knowing how they felt as new parents 2,000 years ago. How you feel as a parent today. Maybe you are separated from your children over Christmas. You know, think of how you feel. I'm going to play you this, and I hope it works.
Little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth his everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. In thee tonight. He is born, the baby, and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. For morning stars together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth. How silently the wondrous gift is here. So God imparts to human hearts the blessings of his heaven. No ear may hear his calling, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive him still. Our dear God enters in. Little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie.
Why did I play you that? Well, the reason that I played you that song that I love is not because I just love it, but listen to the words, people. That wondrous gift. How about the gift of not knowing? You know, that gift, that silent gift. Maybe sometimes we have gone a bit overboard with the hype of Christmas. Maybe sometimes we have gone with going to meet people in pubs, going out to get drunk. How about this year that we've seen shops being cancelled, like I've said, and closed, events cancelled, religious services cancelled or moved online? How about this year we've seen more people coming together? I have looked on charity groups in my local area, and so many parents are donating old toys, or, you know, they've bought double so to children whose parents didn't have time to go out and buy. Now, people, this is the bit I'm going to love, and I'm going to play you the beginner's Bible version of the Nativity story. So, don't worry if you're a theological guru, or if you've just never read the Bible before. But to me, this is Christmas. And sometimes we need to be remembered of the true meaning of Christmas. And that true meaning of Christmas is the birth of light, the birth of hope, joy, and peace. So I hope you enjoy.
How God created it by hand, from mighty mountains to the raging sea, to every leaf on every single tree. It's in the holy book. Just open up and take a look. It's a story for young and old, the greatest story ever told. So lend an ear and you will hear the greatest story. The greatest story.
Many, many years ago, in the land of Israel, the people were waiting for a very important event.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
They'd heard the old story that one day God was going to send them a new king who would protect them, bring them peace, and give the people more freedom.
When is the new king going to come anyway? Our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents promised he would.
They said he was coming.
Yeah, but when?
Even in King Herod's palace, people waited.
Faster! Faster!
When will that new and better king get here?
What was that?
Nothing.
No talking aloud. You will eat only bread and water for the next 30 days. No, 50 days. Old stale bread. And only 4 drops of water. No, make that 3 drops of water a day. What are you looking at?
Then, one day, in the town of Nazareth, a young woman named Mary had a most amazing visitor, an angel.
Who are you?
Please don't be afraid, Mary. I am the angel Gabriel. I've come to bring good news.
News? For me?
God has chosen you from all the women of the world to be the mother of his son.
God has chosen me? How can this be?
Everything is possible with God. You will have a son. He will be the Son of God, and you will call the baby Jesus.
Whatever God wants, I will do. Oh.
Mary loved a man named Joseph. One night, an angel came to Joseph in his dream.
Joseph, God has great and wonderful plans for you and Mary. Mary is going to have God's son. He will be God's promised king. Give him the name of Jesus, and take good care of Mary and the baby king when he comes.
Mary. My Mary. God sent an angel to tell me about the child. I love you, Mary.
I love you too, Joseph.
Soon after, Mary and Joseph were married. It was right about at this time that Augustus Caesar, the emperor of the whole Roman Empire, wanted to count the people who lived under his rule.
25, 26, 27.
There are 692 people from the town of Hebron, and 839 from the town of Jericho.
Add it to the list. 28, 29, 30. I'm getting tired. Send servants out to count all the people in my land.
Everyone was ordered to go to their hometown so they could be counted. Joseph had to take Mary to Bethlehem, the town where he was from. Bethlehem was very far away.
Excuse me, shepherd. Do you know how far Bethlehem is?
It's a long trip. 70 miles from here.
Don't worry, Mary.
I won't. I feel very safe with you, Joseph.
For you see, Mary was expecting the new baby to arrive soon.
Thank you, shepherd.
God be with you.
And with you too.
By day, they traveled many miles.
We're more than halfway there.
I'm sure we'll be there in no time.
Here, Mary. It's nice and cool.
Thanks. I'm so thirsty.
At night, they slept in the open air. The next afternoon, they saw a sign. Bethlehem was only 3 miles away.
We're almost there.
Soon we'll be in a comfortable room at the inn.
There were many travelers in Bethlehem that night.
Where can I get a good meal?
Where's the inn? Where's a good place to stay?
Good evening, kind man. Can you tell us how to get to the inn?
Of course. Why not take the shortcut? Just go around this corner, then up the steep hill. You'll pass the granary, then go right, then left, then two rights, then your second left, then let's see. Right, left, and you're there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Huh?
Excuse me. Do you know where the inn is?
Sure, it's right at the end of this street.
It is?
That's wonderful.
Thank you, little girl.
You're welcome. God be with you.
And with you, too. It was closer than we thought.
We're here.
Yes. Quit pushing.
I'd like a room for my wife and myself.
So would everyone. We have too many people here now. My husband keeps saying yes, yes, yes. Tonight, we'll have to sleep in the kitchen.
But we've been traveling for days.
What's going on here?
They want a room. What else?
I'm sorry. We really have no more space at all.
My wife is very tired.
We came from very far away.
Yes, so have a lot of people.
And my wife is expecting a baby.
I'll tell you what I can do. We have a stable out back. It's full of animals, but at least you'll have a roof over your heads. It'll be warmer and safer than sleeping out in the open.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Come, I'll show you. You have some important company. I hope you'll be comfortable here. It's the best I can do.
Thank you.
We're very grateful. Let's try and make the best of it.
During that night, a most wonderful thing happened. The baby was born, God's little son.
We'll call the baby Jesus.
Mary and Joseph loved their new baby boy very much.
I must wrap him to keep him warm and comfortable. The ox's feeding box. Jesus can sleep in here.
And so the baby Jesus lay in a manger, surrounded by the warmth of love and the protection of God, who was now ready to let all of heaven spread the news of the baby's birth. That night, just outside the town of Bethlehem, shepherds were watching their sheep.
How can you let your sheep walk around all night? He should be sleeping.
My sheep? That one is yours. You make him go to sleep.
I'm not going to walk way over there. You take care of him.
No, you.
No, you.
Look, it's no big deal. You just have to be nice to him, that's all.
What do you mean?
Just tell him to go to sleep.
Hey, sheep! Go to sleep!
Come over here, little guy. It's time to sleep. Come here, this way.
Greetings. Don't be afraid, shepherds. I bring good news of great joy.
Tonight, a most wondrous thing has happened. Here in Bethlehem, the Son of God was born. He is Christ the Lord, the King that comes from God. His name is Jesus, and he is wrapped snugly in a manger.
A manger?
You can go see him right now. It is the happiest time of the world.
Whoa! Ow! Oh.
A king in a manger? Right here in Bethlehem?
I always thought he'd be in a palace.
Let's go into town and see what the angel's talking about.
Let's go into town and see what the angel is talking about.
I just said that.
Then let's go.
Whoa! This way.
Hey, where are you going? Get back with the other sheep. Didn't I tell you to go back? Oh, all right. But you'd better behave. Sheep.
The angel was right. Look.
He's really there.
Hello there.
What brings you here?
We came to see the baby sent from God.
We know about him because an angel came and told us.
Then many angels came and sang about God's glory and peace on earth.
The angel said he'd be wrapped snugly and lying in a manger.
Just like this.
It's true. What the angel said is true.
The Son of God, the King, in a manger. Mary's heart filled with wonder as the shepherds told their story. She knew that her newborn child was the Son of God. Meanwhile, in the far distant lands of the East, wise men who study the stars saw something new in the sky.
Oh, dear. Oh, my. I beg your pardon.
Not at all. It was entirely my fault.
No, it was me, really. I wasn't looking where I was going. I was noticing that star.
But so was I.
What a coincidence. I was too. I study the stars.
So do I.
So do I.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I am from the Far East.
Ah, I am from the Near East.
I am from the Mid-East. Have you ever been to the furthest east?
Yoo-hoo! Wise men! Down here! You fellas wouldn't by any chance happen to know where that big fat star came from?
This was just what we were wondering.
We've never seen that star before. It's a completely new star.
Unless...
The star is a sign from God.
Of course!
Oh, my. A sign from God? That has to be it.
The star is a sign from God? Yes, I see. No, I don't. What are you talking about?
You see, it is said that a new and bright star would be seen in the sky when the new king is born.
Really?
But there it is, the new and bright star.
It's also said that if we follow that star, it'll lead us to the new king.
A new king! He's come at last! A star is a sign! So, are you going to follow it?
Absolutely.
Positively.
Certainly.
We're gonna follow that star as long as it takes, no matter how far, guiding us on to the child, the chosen one. Starlight, star bright, glimmer of hope, glorious sight. Shine on into the night. Lead us to our dream, the newborn King. Oh yeah. What will we see? A palace of gold, royalty. Maybe he'll shine just like the star for all time. Starlight, star bright, glimmer of hope, glorious sight. Shine on into the night. Lead us to our dream, the newborn King. Oh, starlight, star bright, glimmer of hope, glorious sight. Shine on into the night. Lead us to our dream, the newborn King. The newborn King, yeah, the newborn
Go west, wise men, and bring us the news.
So the wise men traveled far from the east. They kept following the star, never taking their eyes off it, not knowing where it would lead them.
Look, the star is over Israel.
We should go to the king's palace in Jerusalem.
The newborn king must be there.
Please forgive me, Your Majesty. I am so sorry to wake you, but the most unusual thing has happened.
Tell me what it is already. And it better be good, or I'll have you locked up.
Yes, of course, Your Majesty. It's just that there are wise men visiting from the east.
Yes, and?
Well, they say they have come to see the king.
So, send them in.
They say they've come to see the newborn king.
What are they talking about? Do they think I was born yesterday?
Perhaps they were thinking there was another king.
Another king? Absurd. Ridiculous. How can there be another king? And if there is someone pretending to be a king, I want to know where he is. He'll be sorry, I'll tell you that.
Yes, Your Majesty, of course, Your Majesty. But what shall I tell the wise men from the east?
Tell them to get lost. No. On second thought, get my advisors. And hurry. Advisors! Advisors! Get in here.
Yes, Your Majesty?
What do you know about this newborn king?
Oh, has he been born?
Has who been born?
The king.
I am the king.
We mean the other one.
What other one?
The one you speak of.
The one I speak of? I don't know anything about any king, except that everyone else seems to know about him. Why wasn't I told? Nobody tells me a thing.
But we didn't know he was born yet.
Who?
The newborn king.
Okay, if you're so smart, just where is this newborn king?
The old stories say he will be born in Bethlehem.
The stories say that, do they? That'll be all. Send these wise men in at once. Who told you to stop? Keep those fans going. And the rest of you, get back to work.
Your Majesty, I present the wise men from the east.
King Herod, we have come to meet the newborn king.
And where did you hear of this king?
We saw the star that God put in the sky.
A star? From God?
A beautiful star.
A bright star.
A sign from God.
We knew that if we followed the star, it would lead us to the new king. We want to worship him.
This new king is not here. Then where is he?
He's in Bethlehem. I'm not sure. Maybe you should go find him. Yes. See what I care. Go try and find him. And if you do find him, come and tell me where he is. I would like to worship the new king myself. Enough of that.
When the wise men left the palace, they looked into the sky and saw the star once again.
Look!
There it is! On to Bethlehem!
The wise men followed the star right into Bethlehem.
Up this way!
Come on, everyone! Come see the newborn king!
And there, right above the manger, was the star. The wise men knew they had been guided to the right place.
We've traveled from distant lands
to celebrate the newborn king.
May we come in?
Please.
We knew the baby was born
because of the star.
We followed it all the way here.
We have brought gifts.
The wise men gave Jesus gold and sweet-smelling perfume and incense.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us worship the king. We thank God for his great wisdom. He has sent us his son.
Praise be to God! Hooray for the new king!
Praise be to God! Hooray for the new king!
The wise men never did go back to King Herod to tell him the good news about baby Jesus. Everyone rejoiced and thanked God for sending them his son, the new king of the world.
So, what do I take from that? And I actually enjoyed listening to that. I was doing other things when I was listening to it at the same time, theoretically, as you guys. So, what I took from that is, no matter how you try and outlaw Christmas, even the birth of Christ, you can't. Because these things are all intertwined, and Christmas continues, every day continues, even during World War II and the 1918 Spanish flu, Christmas continued. So this Christmas, you're spending it different. But there's less commercialisation of Christmas. We need to think of the true meaning. So gathering around the table as a family. You may not go to church, you may have thought that the last 26 minutes was boring, but this is the truth. Look at your Christmas traditions when you were younger. Your parents and your grandparents would all gather around a table and share a meal. You would open presents, a gift. And it just seems to be that now we focus on that rather than the spiritual and the religious element, but basically, if you look at them together, they're along the same lines. So Christmas, for many people, yeah, it's going to be different. But wasn't Christmas different 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago? You know, we just have to adapt as human beings. But this Christmas, what you should do is socially distance away from your family. Hug if you can, if you're in the same household. Maybe virtual hug, FaceTime your granny, or Zoom your granny if you can, rather than go visit. I know she may be lonely, but you can FaceTime her and sit in the same room for hours. You know? And you can actually watch TV. Me and my friend Harry have been doing this for years. We watch the same programmes on TV, and we're on FaceTime gossiping, as you do. So you can have other ways of company. You don't actually have to be in the same place, but it is nicer. Christmas may seem different, but there's always hope, love and joy at the end of it. We may seem in a dark place right now, but it's just, you know, for one day, forget about it, have a drink, sit down, relax, toast the birth of Christ, have some turkey and chill. Thank you for tuning in to this Christmas Around the World Today episode, and I look forward to seeing you for our New Year one next week. Goodbye.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.
Little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth his everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Oh, he is born, the baby, and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. For morning stars together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth. How silently the wondrous gift is here. So God imparts to human.
Enjoyed this episode?